Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grandshelt Nights. Nice cough.
Welcome. Thank you.
I'm here with Kuja and Panda.
And
And this is
episode-
awesome. We're talking about the WOLy world, or Warrior Light. The new units that were introduced this week, Thursday. I guess if you still call it this week.
Friday.
No, they came out Thursday, didn't they?
No, they did not.
They came out Friday.
Okay, they came out Friday.
But
Anyways.
anyways, episode 41, guys. Almost reaching 50.
Almost reaching 50. Well, we've skipped a little bit here and there, so we might have a little bit more episodes than this. Anyways, let's get started with our everybody's favorite useless character.
Tessin?
Yep, Tessin. The 3-star of his banner.
Even his TM is bad.
Poopadoop.
Well, it wouldn't be bad if it was like, what, a year ago?
2 years ago, maybe.
Really that long? Because 30 attack was hard to get back in the day. This is 30%.
Poopadoop.
But anyways, 10% of HP and 30% attack if you're wearing clothes. It's fairly simple. Doesn't really have much to this character, and he's got, in my opinion, the worst chaining family in the game, which is Quick Hit.
Dude, it's the best because you can use it in Urasame.
Panda, I am glaring at you so hard right now.
Come on, at least you're not like Kusha with his two
Machinas in a row.
Machinas.
And his LB, I mean, it would not be worth updating this, and he just doesn't really have much going for him.
Truthfully, yeah.
I don't think even a new person could use Tessin very much. So
Nope.
let's go on to the much better units. Atil or Atli or Atli. Anyways, her TMR is Air Tempest, and it's a wind sword with 125 attack. I don't want to say percent. So if you are not going to get Bartz as TMR, if you want to put wind on him, this is probably the easiest way to do it. She's a okay unit. Mainly, she can chain with Bartz, which is kind of nice. So if you're using her for this event, she might be worth leveling so you can finish with a weaker Bartz, so you don't have to put.
Well,
She's actually not that bad.
yeah, she's actually pretty decent for a damage dealer.
Yeah,
For 4-star damage
for 4-star
dealer.
damage dealer, yeah. I'm just saying, if you didn't pull and you have like a bunch of 6-star Bartz lying around, she'll definitely be worth leveling to help Bartz finish this event.
Or you could be like me and you can use my 6-star Bartz I got up for my friends.
You mean your troll Bartz?
Nah.
She might be worth keeping later on the line too, especially if you level her, because if they ever do bring out the 3-4-star battles, she's a very, very good damage dealer for 4-star. I'm not really sure much else to talk about her. I mean, she's got undispellable buffs. She could decrease resistances, and she does damage.
Yep.
All right.
That's basically it.
Well, I guess let's get into the meat of the situation. Let's go to Warrior Light Lena. She is probably the strongest mage, and I will let Kuja take over this time.
White mage. White power.
White mage. White mage, yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
0.
Oh my god, you're terrible.
Yes, I am.
Alright, so her TMR is Tranquil Healing. It's 50% Spirit with increased modifiers for Cure, Curage, and all those heals, basically. It's a pretty solid TM. It's only 50 Spirit, which is kind of average. But the extra modifiers for your Cures is actually really nice. Her STMR is Judgment Staff. It's attack 60, 163 spirit staff with 30% spirit, and also grants you the ability of Dispelga.
Dude.
That is extremely useful because let's just say Volca, for instance, doesn't have Dispelga, and Dispelga is a very useful ability. So I would not like recommend getting this. If you get it, be happy because Dispelga is really powerful.
Man, but here's the thing. If you had this, why are you even using Folka still?
Well,
Her enhancements make her pretty good.
yeah.
Folka's not bad.
Also, Folka does better with resistances, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a resistance battle, where you're doing something that heavily relies on removing those resistances, and you didn't want to constantly just Asunaga the entire team with Lena, then Volka's very useful. Yeah, her options for her equipment is actually really good. She's got knives, swords, staves, for some reason rods, bows, harps, and maces.
Yep.
Not sure why she has bows and rods, but...
Well, I mean, Lena uses a bow. That's why.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. Regardless, you know, she's got a myriad of abilities and white magics. You know, she's got the regular white magic kit. Banishga, Stonega, Cleanse, Asunaga, Dispelga, Full Life, Re-Raise, Curaja, all that stuff. And the kicker with her is she can actually cast white magic 3 times, which is extremely useful and is one of the reasons why she's so powerful. Because, you know, it's how often has there been a time where you needed to heal and maybe reapply a re-raise and then dispel the enemy, or, you know, 2 your guys died and you need to re-raise 2 of them. It just opens up a lot more options. More options is always better. As for her healing abilities, she does a lot with increasing your LB gauge.
Super useful.
Yeah, because a lot of units are LB centric nowadays, and yeah.
She also has a Trust Plus, which gives the her ally her LB gauge and basically gives herself 3 crystals next turn.
Yep.
Like Myra.
Myra? Yeah, it's extremely useful.
Yeah.
Doesn't she give herself LB fill rate?
Yeah, but so. What's the difference?
There's a lot of difference, but I think the kind of her unique trait though is the fact that she, similar to Aerith, has the ability to give herself something while cast something next turn.
Yeah.
For example, Heavenly Waters.
It's called delayed heal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's called in JP. That's what everyone calls it, the delay heal.
I mean, I just called it I just would call it auto cast because there's more than just heals that do it. For example, Suki.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just she's a healer, so she does it that way.
Yeah, I mean she's got all that stuff, and you know she can cure all status ailments. She can cast status ailment resist, and break resistance while giving yourself stop and charm. I mean, she's got everything you're gonna want in a healer, and she can triple cast all her white magics.
Like a cube.
So she pretty much makes all healers obsolete, with the exception of maybe Myra, who isn't just a healer, which makes her comparable in my opinion.
The funny thing I think is her STMR has Dispelga, and she has Dispelga in her kit, so it's like they weren't even giving her the gear for herself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. That's just weird.
Also, how many healers give mitigation
Not many. Folka can do it.
Okay, well,
Um,
I couldn't remember off the top of my head. That's why I was asking. So isn't her biggest downfall is the fact that she can't do AoE re-raise? Is one of her bigger downfalls?
That is one
yeah, if you want to
downside.
consider that a downfall.
Well, she can triple cast re-raise, so that's very useful. But if you're needing to like prepare for going
Like
over
a
a
heck
threshold,
situation.
yep, it would be nice to have an AoE re-raise similar to like Rim, CG Fina, etc., etc.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I mean,
No, I agree.
there are definitely situations where I can definitely find that I would use CG Fina over her if I was dealing with something like it was gonna be, oh, you're gonna get murdered every other round.
Mm-hmm.
Cough, cough, Exdeath, cough, cough.
I know that's kind of why I said it the way I did.
I hate you so much.
Okay, so with her TMR being on, I mean the biggest benefit to that, in my opinion, is probably the resistance to stop. I don't remember what sympathetic heart is. I gotta double check that. Her counters
Also, have
are
a look at her LB.
kind of okay. Alright, let's go to her LB. Recover 79% to all allies HP. Cure all breaks. Auto
There's
revive.
your re-raise.
I guess it does. She does have an auto revive, but it's just stuck on her LB.
Yeah. I mean, again, and her LB's cheap. It's not that bad. It's
Nope.
solid.
It's actually really cheap for a healer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering she gets 79% HP and to all allies. with
Yeah,
it-
it's not a full heal, but still, I mean, again, it's really good.
Yeah, but how often are you gonna have someone below 21% HP? I mean, it'll happen, but
What do you mean?
I just mean like when you're healing, you're not gonna necessarily deal with like losing all your HP. You just might not get all of it back. Because
I mean, sure.
I mean, if you have 1% HP, you get to 80%. That's still really good.
It's not ideal, but it's, you know, you can at least work with it.
Yeah, true. So do you want to talk about the latent abilities?
Yeah. So
Mm.
her latent abilities, I actually like. They're significantly better, in my opinion, both Bartz and Lena than the ones prior. Her cooldown that she gets is a 200% spirit buff for all allies, which can't be dispelled, and as well as a magic mitigation damage for 30 magic damage mitigation 30% for 3 turns. That's extremely good. 30% magic mitigation is very high. There aren't many.
I can't
Is there
think of
anything higher than that?
I think most of them are 20% mitigations for magic.
Yeah, magic and physical. Like the only one that's physical that's higher than that would be Pod.
There's a couple of them. There's what is his name? The Courage, the dinosaur from Knights. That did it
King's
too.
Knight.
King's Knight, yeah, he had a 40% mitigation too.
Rawr.
And there's also people who give 50% physical mitigation. So
Yeah.
but this is extremely useful because this is probably one of the higher magic mitigations in the game.
Yep.
And then her other
It's true.
and latent abilities gives her more resistance. Who can complain?
Me.
Can't.
Also, it decreases MP usage, which, me, also, that's gonna be useful.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna complain.
You always complain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right? What you gonna do about
And
it?
what's it? Oh. And apparently, spreading one's wings gives a 120% spirit buff that can't be dispelled. I'm guessing it's permanent because there's no.
Yeah, there's no turn count on it. And she has fire, ice, and lightning resistance in her kit. 30% base. That's really good.
Does she have any before that? Let me go double check.
I don't think so, but
No, she
again,
does not.
that doesn't matter. She has 50% water.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. I mean, and then you're also adding, you're decreasing her MP usage.
Yeah, which is extremely useful
Solid.
for a healer, especially when you're spending 120 for like,
Yeah.
pure healing. 20% is a drastic drop. That's over 20 MP saved on that one skill alone.
Yep.
It's a spicy meatball.
I think she's worth going for, especially if you don't have a healer. I magically pulled one, so I probably will be UOCing a second one of her.
Yeah, I'm gonna be UOCing a second, because I did pull one as well.
And then there's me.
You didn't pull anything.
I know.
Wah.
Sad panda.
I'm a sad panda. I went for Primrose.
Wah wah.
Yep.
Because, you know, I started playing the game. I like her. Her story's so messed up.
I mean, that doesn't really surprise you. Most RPGs, the character has a messed up past. Anyways, let's move on to WOLy Bartz. Not to be mistaken with regular Bartz, whom someone put up as a unit.
I got a Bartz today.
Another one? Or the 3-star Bartz?
3-star Bartz.
Did you see my friend unit? My friend lead?
Yeah, you put your little troll unit up.
No,
Yeah, because he's a douche.
Bonus.
Anyway,
He has
Bartz.
2 chaining families, and I'm liking
Bartz.
that second chaining family.
No, you're not. It's just.
I
an S.
wonder who chains with him now.
Oh,
Nobody
I think
good.
It starts with an L. It starts with
Yeah,
an
but
L.
they're not good, so it doesn't matter.
They're
We have to wait for
fantastic.
actual decent units to get Graviton Cannon before they're.
What about 2B? Are you saying 2B is a bad unit?
Yeah.
She's very outdated.
What about
But
Maria?
she's a great breaker, and she does
What about
damage.
Maria?
Maria is also outdated, Panda.
Fuck
Sorry.
you. Fuck you. I still use Maria.
I still love Lila too, so I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, his TMR is pretty dang good. It is Hermes Sandals.
Flip flops.
And unless you're using a what's his face? Oh, I can't think of his name. A Lastwell. Unless you're putting this on a Lastwell, this is the better version of how Lastwells, because this gives 50% to everybody. True dual wield. Unless you want the evasion, then the other one's better.
Yeah.
But it's got 40 attack, 2 LB crystals per turn, and increased attack when dual wielding.
Increased what? You broke up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and go over this guy. I got a situation with the children's.
All right, I'll do it. Okay. So you have Hermes Sandals, which Austin was talking about. It gives you 40. It's basically Martial Glove, but for true dual wield.
Mm-hmm.
So again, extremely good. His sword, his STMR is a 167 attack sword with a wind element. Again,
it's nuts. It's
Bart, yeah, it's good. It's It's tailor made for Bartz. I mean, he's a wind chainer and wind STMR level weapon. Take that all day long.
And just you.
So, yeah, no.
Hey, so one thing I did think about is that's really nice to also notice is true dual only goes up to 200%.
You cut out, but
damn it. Okay, you guys keep going. I'll bring it up later.
For Bartz, he for his way on how to properly use them, you would have to use his ability called Gain to Job level 2. This is a skill that will be upgrading Bartz, and it's not dispellable, and it keeps on boosting up his stats and his mods. So you'll keep on going up to level 3. You do it in level 3, and you'll reach up to 200% stat buffs for 99999 turns. And you get more modifiers for all abilities. And that's when you start doing real big boy damage.
You like that big boy damage, don't you?
It's a lot of damage.
Okay, I remember. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So what I was trying to say when I was cutting out for some odd reason was
Oh,
what?
nothing.
Anyways, it was the fact that there's a huge benefit to Hermes sandals compared to Elfrida's and stuff's TMs because those TMs goes up to 300%. So 50% is less than Hermes sandals because True Dual only goes up to 200% currently.
Yep, it does.
So you do have a bit of a difference there. That's what I was trying to say. But anyways, where were you guys at?
W ability. We already talked about his upgrades.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, again, he has a ton of different abilities. He does a ton of different things. He's got entrust. He's got monk abilities. He's got LB fill rate. The thing with him, he's got 2 chaining families. It's Absolute Mirror of Equity, Graviton Cannon. Both are both are okay. Absolute Mirror of Equity is much better.
Especially because you can basically add a bunch of modifiers to it.
Yeah. But the one thing with Bartz is his gimmick is with a lot of the FF5 units in their game, you have to upgrade their job levels, and he has that here. So basically, the way you're going to work with him is you are going to, the first 3 turns, you're literally doing 0 damage, and you're casting his gain a job, basically. And that'll go all the way up to job mastered. And once you're at job mastered, he's going to do a ton of damage.
Well, actually, you can go even further if you wanted to. You can go all the way, I think, to round 5, because there's a couple other abilities you can cast that can also increase. Oh wait, that's the
That's his awakened ability.
That's his awakened ability, isn't it? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and it melts. It melted when I was just doing chaotic darkness with him. It just melted chaotic darkness.
Quick thing, loving my muffin. Thank you for following.
No.
Oh.
Amazing. This is amazing.
Loving McMuffin. Okay.
My loving McMuffin.
Now we need an emote of
Anyway.
that Ronald McDonald with an SMG.
Oh God. Anyway, to keep going with Bartz, yeah, so he does a lot of damage, but it takes a couple turns to ramp him up. So you're looking at how long is the battle going to take? Are you going to need to burst a certain part of the fight down, and you need to do it very fast? Because he can dish out the damage. I mean, his damage if over 10 turns is better than most units that we have.
So the other thing you have to think about is the fact that just in general, Bartz doesn't have to buff after he gets his buffs up, unless you die.
Right.
So if you're playing a very turtled match, except for maybe Bartz, if he gets his buffs up, you don't have to rebuff him at all throughout the entire game.
Right.
Got
Unless you
another
do
follow.
Oh.
Thank you. Code Lazar in the shop. Thank you for follow, by the way. But for the buffs, I do likey. That's a big likey.
Yeah, the can't be
dispellable.
dispelled part makes it really useful for the buffs.
Yeah, I
And the
mean,
best
you get
part
increased
about it-
modifier of 5 for each of his abilities, and then his
But here's the thing also about this. You get 200% stat buffs.
Yep.
yeah,
To
I mean, that's
everything.
good.
Amazing.
That's good, but it's kind of. I mean, I guess most damage dealers are only buffing their attack or magic or whatever, and he's buffing everything, which is good. But I mean, again, you're looking at these modifiers, these nice, tasty buffs to his modifiers.
Yeah, his modifiers are ridiculous because the first job
Yeah.
is 3, then the second job is 4, and then it goes all the way up to 5.
Yeah, but is it the way that it works? Is it overwrite and just is it 5 or is it?
It's
all add
overwrite
up
and it's
together? I
at
don't
5. It's overwrite and at 5th, but you do have
Yeah.
for example, let's talk about the latent abilities. They have a cooldown, for a 20-turn cooldown, which increases the modifier by 2. This stacks.
Yeah.
So it's 7 in that point.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm curious about... Oh yeah, also if you level him up fully, he gets up a couple more modifiers in general. From Son of Dorum. I think he gets another modifier increase. Oh
Yeah,
no,
he gets a lot of...
he gets a chain modifier cap, that's right.
Yeah.
But anyways, the curious ways I would look at it is, for example, we have Brave Blade, which is probably his strongest skill. And it's due to the fact that it's weighted. So in the beginning, the first 4 hits, wimpy, 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 and then
Hefty.
and then the next 3 hits are like, not so wimpy, not so wimpy, not so wimpy, and then the final hit's like, hefty, bah. So I don't know how the modifiers are gonna be split with these. I just whatever, screw it. I don't know how the modifiers are gonna be split with this. So if you add the 7 times modifier to this ability here, I don't know if it'll be 7 to all levels or if it'll be 7 to the total, or if they'll just put 7 on the last hit. Not positive, so that would be nice to know, actually.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have to say that I do not really... Oh, let's go back to latent abilities. Since I already talked about the first one, might as well talk about the second one.
Yeah, guts.
Little damage.
Guts.
My
It's
guy.
amazing.
And it
It's
basically an
amazing.
HP lock at 1% if you max it.
Yep.
And the biggest benefit to that is the fact that he's not going to die. Unless he gets death. Death will ignore guts.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, again, he at least has the chance to not die. I mean, because he can still die. I mean, he can get hit, guts
After
activates,
that.
and then he gets hit again. But it gives you that chance to just not die and take damage.
It gives
So-
him the doink.
So
It gets extra survivability.
So the only thing I would say that's kind of weird with Bartz is the fact that his LB is a 1-hit. So it could be considered a finisher, which could be really useful if you have 3 chainers in your team. Or maybe you have a tank that can help you chain. For example, Sieghart.
Yeah,
It's got AR chains
except
now.
Yeah, but it gives you extra modifiers.
Modifiers, yeah.
That's really good.
That's the main benefit to it. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, this guy is basically, you're going to ramp up your damage by increasing your modifiers, and he's just going to melt anything.
To me, I find this guy so much easier than someone like Xeno, because instead of Xeno where you have to have a very, very rigid rotation, this guy, it's like there's only 2 skills that you use that drop, that drop, period. Like the modifiers drop.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
Late Legend,
I mean,
it drops
yeah,
every 4 turns, so you just have to make sure every 4 turns you're using his LB.
Yep. I mean, that's why I like him significantly better than Xeno. Xeno's rotation is very wonky. His is pretty straightforward. You just, upgrade his jobs and then melt crap, and everything is dead.
The other benefit to him is because he's a dual wielder, and his skills, other than the ones that add wind element, are non-elemental. Unless there's one that I missed. Okay.
He's got a couple wind elemental attacks, but I mean, he has non-elemental attacks.
He has non-elemental attacks, which means he can be used
And
as
with
another
like you were
type of damage type.
with a dual wielder, it's easy to get an element because you can just throw an element at any kind of elemental weapon. Because not on top of that, he can basically use any weapon in the game.
Yeah, I forgot to
Yeah.
mention that. He basically has
Yeah.
every weapon in the game. I can't think of a weapon he doesn't have.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything he doesn't have.
Yeah.
So he's
Wimpy, wimpy,
extremely
wimpy.
versatile. Does a ton of damage. He's very good.
He can sustain himself very well as well, because he does
Yeah.
have a few recovery abilities. Even your team, 3,000 HP to everyone, which, I mean, who can complain about extra healing?
Nope.
Wimpy. Hefty.
Actually, let's see what. Okay, so everything but Entrust can be double jobbed.
Yeah.
Well, not the cooldowns either, but still.
But I mean, again, like, come on. Trust can never be double casted ever.
Yeah, I understand. Because
Although I don't know, can Lena double cast it? Probably not.
No, she can't. But the benefit to having dual cast on him is, for example, you could add wind element and then do your normal attack. For example, you could use Mystic Knight Hurricane Tomahawk and then go to Dancer Sword Dance. Because Dancer Sword Dance is definitely much better at damaging than the other one, but I mean, you still want wind if you don't have wind sword on, so.
Yeah, literally the only reason you wouldn't want to use Bartz would be in a fight where it's going to be dead. Well, no, you could still use him if there isn't the wind. You're not using him in a fight that you know you're gonna want to beat in less than 5 turns. Because again, his downfall, or his major drawback is the first 3 turns he's literally doing no damage.
And he's not really that strong unless you do those 3 turns either.
Yeah, right. And I mean, he's like you guys have been saying, he's wimpy unless you buff him. Yeah.
Basically, he needs that beefcake juice.
Also, he's very much like Goku. He's transforming to Super Saiyan 3.
No, not really.
Gosh. What, he spends 3 episodes powering up? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, just hold on right there. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Power up.
Yeah, let me finish powering up.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're starting the next episode or next turn. Hold on.
To be continued. I guess we should go on to the event that these guys are related to. Castle Exdeath.
Castle of the Exdeath.
It's the typical Mod King event. Can't complain about these because you can get lots of goodies.
Yeah, it's a good energy sink in my opinion too.
Would be nice if we had more options for 3 stars. Like, I mean, I understand why, but it'd be nice to have the ability to have other units on there as well. But 200% for the 7 stars, 100% for the 5-star bases, and 75 for 4 and 50 for 3.
75 and 50. Yeah.
You know, at least do it till you get to 15,000 EP to get the guaranteed 5-star ticket. From there, you're gonna want to get the normal stuff out of it. The tickets, the UOC.
So the sword in here is not terrible because its attack is actually pretty decent. The old isn't really useful because if I remember correctly, it's a 45% break. 40% break, even worse.
Yeah, it's not useful for the break. Attack is okay.
It's okay new. If you're new. It's actually fairly decent for new people. The
staff of light.
That was where your light.
That might be a pickup because it's a staff with WOLy, and you don't see that very often.
I mean, just it's nice if you don't have a light elemental weapon, and you can throw this on a unit to add light damage to them if they can hold staffs as well.
Right. I mean, because you know, it's a light holy. It's a holy weapon.
Yep. And then
I mean, and like a staff, staff as a weapon type, there's not much elements attached to it. Usually, it's a non-elemental thing.
I think the only one I know of is light.
Yeah, holy wand. Holy wand is light element, I believe, and I think isn't staff of blizzards actually a staff, not a rod? Not a rod.
I thought it was a rod, not a staff.
Water element.
I think it's called staff, but it's a rod, and it's water element. I don't know. Anyway, the
dual
material
here
is dual wield, which
garbage.
No, it's not garbage still. Because
really.
mages.
It's bad.
No, it's not. So there's mages now that you might still want to dual wield with. A lot of the damage dealers though will have dual wield innately, but not the mages. So it's still useful if you're going to dual wield a mage.
A lot of the mages that are innate, true dual wield, that are supposed to be true dual wield, do have dual wield though.
I know, but there's a lot of people who can't build true double hand because those are kind of hard items to get for a mage. So it's still better to get more damage on 2 weapons than it is to get a little extra percentage. So in my opinion, dual wield is still extremely useful.
Slot.
Because you have a lot of materia, maybe it is a wasted slot for you, but if you look at a lot of new people, they're not going to have a Carlet. They're not going to have any true double hand accessories like something you get from Kin or Chin, whatever you pronounce it.
Chin.
There's Magna TMR, but they don't stack. But that's only one TMR that they can get right now because the old dude is gone as well. So having dual wield and having 2 rods on is useful. Anyways, got the silver enlightenment key and the gold lightning key. At least they dropped the cost of these things.
It's worth it.
If you're planning on doing it, it is more worth it than it used to be.
They definitely hurt us in saying that they were too expensive last time.
Yeah, this is dropped by
lowered
3 times.
By a lot.
It's almost 4 times cheaper than it was.
Yep.
Because this was 150,000 last time.
God.
Stupid expensive, and this one was like 80,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
But they let us get 4 silver keys and 1 gold key. If you need latent ability stuff, this is useful. I'm not really there because I've only done like 2 people, so.
I still think you're gonna want to get those anyway for when they do
For the future.
put out more people. Yeah, I mean, just because there's nothing out there now that you're looking at getting, you don't want to have something come out and then not have the keys or the enlightenment points to do it.
Yeah, but this is an item I would put off till the end, though.
I want to bring this up. You never know what they're going to do to the future King Monk, since we're going to be having our change in like 2 or 3 months. You don't know if they're going to add those keys back in.
No, we don't. But like I said,
No.
to me, these are you get them near the end instead of at the beginning, because it's still, in my opinion, tickets and UOC are the first things I usually get.
Yep.
I would definitely get the enlightenment keys in front of before dual wield, unless you really need dual wield. The Trust Moogles, if you do want maybe to get Bart's Moogle from a prism, you can buy it here. I do not think Lenas is worth it.
No.
So I would pass on that one, but Bart's is fairly worth it. You can do Bart's or Aloha, but
There's Cloud.
oh yeah, Cloud. Why would you do that?
True double hand meta.
I mean,
Has kind of not.
it's
kind of.
That's the joke.
okay. But the 4 stars aren't terrible. We have Dash, which is 45 attack accessory. Melia Duel, which is meh. It's a cloak with fairly mediocre stats. And then Atlas, which if you're going to be using Bartz, this might be extremely useful.
I think you buy them anyway for.
I buy the 3 stars. I don't.
I buy all of. I buy the 3 and the 4 star unit ones because of just trust coins in general.
Yeah, but not everybody's gonna have a bonus.
Even if their stuff is useful, yeah, it's still they're cheap.
Well, think about it, like 8,000 at twice is 16,000, which means that's 1 silver enlightenment key. It's better to get the enlightenment key first. You're.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Just saying it.
But I'm saying that, like, you know.
To me,
I would get these. I would get these.
To me, I'm at the point where I'd be like, I'd only get these if I.
I'm about to get the TMR.
My cuppeth runneth over.
Like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's the materials are the typical ones. You have the cheap ones at 160 and the expensive ones at 540. If you need materials, I would only really get the 160 ones unless you absolutely need them. I think the crysts are still too expensive, but if you're dying to get them or you want to awaken something really badly, you could go for them.
And that's what we also need to talk about is the new ability Awakening.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let me just say this about the Cryst. I buy them here rather than farm the story event because the story event's rates are so crap. You could spend more energy doing the story event and not get what you want, where here you could farm the event currency and then pick what you want.
Yeah.
That's just a thing. I mean, it's 30,000 for the giant crits, and those are what usually are the bottleneck for me anyway. So I tend to buy the tech and the black ones and the power ones here rather than farm the story event, because the story events raids are horrific. At least they've been for me. And I could run 3 or 4 of the 90 energy stage and not get one, or get one. And if I run, the legendary 3 or 4 times, I'll have enough to do, get one. So just that's out there. I personally think getting your Crysts here is more energy efficient than it is doing the as long as you have decent, if you have like 0 bonus, then it's not going to be energy efficient. But if you have halfway decent bonus, like if you pulled and you have a bunch of 4 stars, because this event Bartz can carry you, so if you're taking a friend Bartz, he can carry you, and you can literally use all dead units and still beat it, no problem.
You just have to remember how much bonus you have and calculate it out, because those can be a lot depending on, like for me right now, my bonus is crap, so I probably won't get any of the Crysts. So just have to remember where you're stuck at.
That's what you mainly need. It's the bare necessities.
But yeah, we got the regular tickets and all that fun stuff. So let's go on to the Cave of Creel.
That's pathetic. It's pathetically easy.
Hey, they really needed to update this unit or this battle a lot. It was easier than I was expecting. I had to do it a second time because I didn't think I was gonna kill it in one turn without chaining. It's that weak. If you have a friend who has a unit such as Elena, who can basically use a cooldown to get her LB up, or if you have units that have their LB up instantly, like Lightning or Bartz, I definitely would try to find a friend that has that, because this unit dies easier than you expect.
Bartz LB probably would kill it in one turn.
Also, rest in peace, Yusufa from Octopath.
Oh.
That's part of Primrose's story.
Oh. Is the handkerchief any good? I don't remember.
Yeah, it actually
handkerchief is actually really good because it's got 20% HP in it. So for newbies, it's exceptionally good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so if you can, find a unit or a friend who has instant LB, or at most, or at least, find someone within trust.
Just use Randy.
Randy
would be terrible for this. What are you talking about?
No, he's not.
Not my Randy.
No, he's saying you would accidentally overkill it super fast.
Yeah, you would.
Anyways,
not on my watch.
Let's.
Well, I mean, maybe if your Bartz is bad, maybe you wouldn't. Or your Randy's bad, maybe you wouldn't. But likely you would, because this was a terribly designed fight. This is a fight that was probably designed for 6-star units, and
we got it way later than JP.
Yeah. I know, but they still got it
dated.
pretty. Yeah, but they still got it mid 7-star meta, not right after the.
But
you know what I mean? It's still.
It was before the huge leap, so it'd be before our Esther would be when he came out.
Yeah, that's not that long ago. That was April.
Okay, that's a lot in this game. The creep is real. Anyways,
yes.
Let's go to the Neo Exdeath challenge.
This wouldn't have been difficult then.
No, it wouldn't have been. I'm not saying it would be difficult. I'm just saying it's even more flimsy because of the updated units. But let's go to this fun battle that Panda has painstakingly done. How many times now?
Like
20 times.
Yeah. Okay.
You finished it 3 times, is what he's saying.
Completion 3 times.
Yeah, and how many times have you done it total?
Like 10, 15. It was fun though, going through it every single time until the end.
The last 20%.
Yes, I will explain that in a bit. But for this series boss battle, you got yourselves missions of dealing wind and dark damage twice, defeating Neo Exdeath with the Limit Burst, which that actually kind of is a little bit difficult. And defeating Neo Exdeath within 20 turns. Whichever units from the Final Fantasy V series bring in, they will get a 100% boost to their stats. And it's stackable with normal buffs. Normal Exdeath, which we call the Space Turd. I
forgot about that.
For the first fight, he is a human and a plant, so highly recommend putting your DPSs with Ifrit. For this fight, you will need Safety Bit and Genji Shield and Genji Armor on slot 1, 5, and 6. 6 is your friend. They will need at least some light resistance for themselves, but for this fight, how it goes, for the first fight, you have 10 turns to beat him. At the end of your turn, he will do a single target death, which will hit slot 1, slot 5, slot 6, and at times slot 4.
So it is specific to the slot, and not specific on a spirit or anything like that? Okay.
Correct.
And some of it's resistible, some of it's not, also.
Yeah. Neo Black Hole is not... what's it called?
It's not resistible. It ignores death resistance, so re-raise is very useful. Also, Power of the Void is extreme.
That's what happens at turn 10.
Oh.
Yeah, turn 10, if you can't kill him by turn 10, you're dead.
Which is GG.
Yep. Might as well start over.
Yeah, then
So
after that...
It basically, it's a damage check for the first 10 turns.
DPS race. But you will need a magic tank for this.
Yep.
You can put some passive provoke on your magic tank, and your magic tank can take the hits. It doesn't get that bad, truthfully, until when you reach the Neo Exdeath, which I will say, fuck him. Fuck him. Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Killed
He says,
so many
fuck
of my
you.
Killed so many of my runs. But for him, you're going to want to bring a unit that can protect you from status ailments, because he will break your status ailments.
Oh, you mean like Lena?
Whoa!
She's designed perfectly for this fight?
Or Volca. Or
Whoa.
Sylvie.
Or Myra.
Myra. But Myra has a limitation to her.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Because you need to keep her. She's got a rotation she needs to stick to.
Well, no.
And she's not.
It's just it doesn't cover all the ailments.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, you're gonna want to need some pretty good DPSs for this. Keep in mind, Exdeath does not have any innate resistances down. You are gonna want to prepare and keep on bursting him down up to, because after every single threshold, start doing specific things. And while that happens, there are certain moves that are unprovocable, like Rampaging Void and Vacuum Wave. Those two can go to hell. So many of my setups got killed by Vacuum Wave. Because kept on hitting my DPS.
Well, the thing that really is really rough is the fact that you can't break attack and magic. Oh no, it's vulnerable to attack and magic. You can't break it. Sorry. So you want a good breaker. Still probably gonna destroy it because that's a pretty high multiplier.
You want like Kryla. Kryla sounds like a good.
I brought in Fid, which so for each part, it's pretty much put up into phases, and once you reach 20%, he will give himself a huge buff. It's called Disorder, and it gives him 40% mitigation to magic and physical, and gives himself a 30% stat buff. And while that happens, you're on a timer, pretty much, in a way. Either you kill him or he kills you. Because after that, he will be doing the Rampaging Void every single turn, and it hits 6 times. And that thing... I will say it's not fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Bartz would be really great because he can't be dispelled, but then I realized no provocable hits.
Vacuum.
So if he dies, you have to freaking redo all his job up.
Your run is dead. Your run is dead pretty much after that. Because remember, you're putting back up 3 turns.
Yep.
Kill him. So that you're not going to get a 20-turn mission.
Nope.
It's
So how many
that
thresholds
last
we got? So we got 60%, 30%, and 20%.
Look at all those vacuum waves.
Are those hard locked or no?
What?
Oh
No.
no, they're not hard locked, but you definitely don't want to do the 20%. Go below the 20%. You want to try to do as much
Stop
damage before
at
that.
21.
The only thing I can say that really would annoy me with this one is the fact that he does dispel, and Nethicite will not work because he does not necessarily use dispel on the first turn.
It is dispel. Normal dispel, so could use Nethicite.
Oh, so you mean like Kryla would be good for this fight?
Whoa! Yeah, this fight is fun and interesting. I brought in Grimlord Sakura for this fight, and also Xeno for the 20-turn mission. Fun
So
fight.
you use... Oh, you use 2 Xenos to do the 20-turn fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face off when you have STMRs.
Yeah, it's not difficult when you're overpowered. Yeah.
And for this week, we also got Ability Awakening, so
Which,
we're going to be going
I need
over
to
only
run over
3.
real quick.
We're only going to be going over 3 Ability Awakenings. And it will be Seaguard, and
Sid.
Sid.
The rest of them are good. They're just not... Well, I don't think Citrus are good. It's still bad.
Citrus are going to be way better when Comet 2-star comes out.
Yeah, but as of right now, they're not very good.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sieghard, go to his...
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that say his upgrades aren't that great are
Shut up.
don't understand what makes a tank good, and staying alive makes a tank good. So more stats makes a tank better.
So the benefit to I'm Gorgeous, in my opinion, the best benefit to it is the fact that it's now a 3-turn provoke. Thank God. I hated that 2-turn provoke because then it just basically felt, oh, it's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth if you were being a provoke and a cover tank. He gets resistance to defense and spirit, which is always super useful, and a buff of 130%, which will probably be ignored because you probably have better in general.
Yeah, but he gets the break resistance, which is nice.
Yep, the break resistance is nice. I upgraded that on Bosch because it's extremely useful.
Bish.
I mean, again, it's not like the best in the world, but it's still good. I would do it.
So Stylish Form is his AoE cover, which you can use on turn 1 while Gorgeous goes
magic.
back and forth.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's...
Isn't it his magic cover?
No,
no, it's his fit.
his Super Wink is his magic, but Stylish is his physical cover that allows you to cover on first turn.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Gorgeous, it's already a 3-turn, so it just gives you the 30% defense buff and a break resistance.
Yep.
So his full break
Super Wink.
is not the most useful,
It's not bad.
but if you're
it's
using,
pretty good.
for example, I leveled this up because I plan on using him with Sylvie. Sylvie has a really good break, but it's 1 turn between there's one empty
Yeah.
turn where the break is
Yeah.
up, and she can break again. And this isn't the best break, but you can fill it in. You can fill the void with this. Also,
Yeah, 60%
Fear the
is the minimum, I think, at this point for a break.
minimum useful. Yeah.
So, yeah, so like you can use this definitely. It's not bad. That's why I would recommend upgrading it. The only reason why I wouldn't do it would be because it uses tech crystals, and you know those
if
are
you have
usually
a breaker that you can keep up, then you don't need it either.
yeah.
But backup, in my opinion, is useful. His next one is not, in my opinion, as useful. I mean, you're not really going to use him as a magic cover.
tank. Yeah.
If you absolutely have to, you can, but it's not the most useful. I probably wouldn't bother with this one for most people.
It's for the oh fuck situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, I probably wouldn't use it.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
The only time I would ever use Super Wink, really, is if he was my provoke and my magic cover tank died, and I'm like, I need someone to sacrifice to make the next turn survivable.
Yeah, exactly.
Neo Exdeath.
And then he'd probably die, but
He would
maybe
definitely
not.
die.
Not necessarily.
I know. I'm just messing. 'Cause
He's
he does,
strong, so
he has lots of
depending on
HP, so.
depends on what you have for elemental resistances,
So-
basically.
I don't feel like this one is also worth updating, necessarily.
Earthbound?
No, Super Wink.
Oh,
Because it's an oh shit moment for it, and it only gives the 130% buff and then spirit break.
yeah.
Not the worst, not the greatest. Earthbound though turns a pointless skill into a useful skill.
Yep. Not that you're gonna do damage with him, but at least you can train with somebody else.
So, like I was talking before, remember where I was talking about how Bartz and another chainer could be doing this? He can jump in and help chain,
Yep.
and then so Bartz can finish.
Yep.
This is an example. So I would do this. It's cheap as dirt.
Mm-hmm.
One power G and Chris is all you really need to worry about for this one, and it's 240,000. So I'm all over that one. Noble Stance, on the other hand, is I hold my fingers up in a cross and go like, I don't know why.
However, Chris compels you.
Oh wait, or is this like what they did with
No,
Rain,
this is good.
where they increased it and they got rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
It's like Awakened Rain.
sorry,
They got rid of it.
I
It's
thought
gone.
I thought it was just the increased defense spirit with the 75% physical cover, 75% chance to cover.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that then.
They got rid of it. Yeah, so no, it's gone. And then the rest of these are passives, and I would upgrade them. Passives are always good. You don't have to do anything to get them, and they make you stay alive longer. Now, one other ability that I'm kind of questionable on is either a damage dealing one, because at +1 it's Stardust Ray and +2 it's Areola Ray. I would definitely do at least one, because Stardust Ray is going to become more common, and it gives you the ability to have him jump in and help on
Chaining.
doing some damage. Well, yeah, doing some chaining, building some chains.
I went AR because I'd rather use it for some crystals.
A lot of my characters use AR, so I went AR.
Yeah, I kept it at Stardust Ray. I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet.
I plan on matching him a lot with Esther and Elena, and those both have AR. Elena also has Stardust Ray, but it's a little bit harder to chain, so it's still a very good chaining family, though. And then the next really good one, let's just go for Sid. Sid's easy to find.
Yeah, Sid's really, really easy anyway. It's basically like 3 upgrades.
He gets a lot of really good upgrades. I'm sorry.
There are not many of them, but they're good.
He has a lot. He has 6.
Yeah,
Anyways,
how many did Seagard have?
6.
I think it was 7 actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
But Spine Shatter, it goes from
Yeah.
It gets a huge buff.
Mm-hmm.
It's
40
a lot of
times
damage.
modifier. If you use it with the cooldown, and if you don't use it with the cooldown, is the same thing. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a 15 turn delay if you don't use it with the cooldown, so that's kind of pointless.
Yep. No, yeah, see. And his Sky Dragon Squall is another one you want to do. It's his cooldown that gives you the ability to do the plus versions of Spine Shatter and his other jumps. And it
not only
lowers the
reduces
cooldown.
the cooldown, but it also allows you to negate more attacks for your
For
entire
all-
team.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Jump Master gives you more jump. I mean,
More jump damage is good.
that's just straight damage multiplier.
More true double hand.
Yep. And Leper's Daughter gives him more Beast Killer and MP.
And
does
then
he
you
really
get
need
more
MP?
attack.
I don't remember if he needed MP or not that much.
Not really, because he's not doing a ton.
And
Remember,
then
he's jumping, and then that takes 2 turns itself.
That's true. And then his final one is actually extremely useful. An 100% increase to LB damage, and then more for LB fill rate. So this could be his off turn when he's not using Spine Shatter or Dragon Squall. And it's a really good damaging skill if you can use wind damage on something. Because it's 28 modifier.
But again,
times 100%.
they just give him a lot more damage to kind of boost him back up into the meta. Nothing special, but very effective.
Simple and effective. I like it. The last one we're going to talk about was Volca.
Yeah.
And she's a monster, apparently. Monster. Thanks, Wilson.
Yeah.
Alright, so Blue Mirage gives her more damage, which I probably wouldn't even bother with, but that's me.
Yeah, no. I
Not
mean,
worth it.
no, it's not worth it. It uses black crystals, which are
Yikes.
And it
fairly
costs
expensive.
LB, and I would not want to lose her LB because her LB is pretty good.
Well, you can use your LB for other things that are more important, in my
MP.
opinion. Yeah. Being that MP battery is, I think, a better use of her
Sure.
LB.
True. Okay. Flowing Waters is...
The resistances.
Yep, more resistances, and it gives a barrier.
Yep.
Which makes her more survivable. I think... Actually, no, there's not any more resistances than before. It just...
No, Flowing Waters...
They
Flowing Waters is
decreased
her...
the MP, and then they gave her a barrier. So she has resistance to poison, blind, sleep, and silence. That has not changed. And defense, spirit break. Sobering Waters is the other resistances, and this one gives you a regen on top of it. I mean, it's not the best regen in the world, but because it does not have a modifier, at least it doesn't show a modifier here.
Yeah.
But it's still nice to have. And 150 MP, not gonna complain. Serpent Guard changes a physical mitigation to 30%.
Yeah.
Slight boost. Was it 20% before? I think.
It was 20. So I mean, both of her mitigations get upgraded. So her magic and her physical get upgraded with it also. Well, actually, no. I think it did a heal. I don't know if it's any stronger though.
The heal did not get stronger.
Yeah. Problem with this though is the fact that it's tech crystals, and tech crystals are very used. Let's just say that.
I mean, to me, I'd probably get the magic one and forget the physical one, and that's mainly because there are better physical mitigations in the game that you can use.
Yeah. But
Magic one's a lot harder to find.
The problem is, like, you get this next ability, right, that uses white crystals rather than using tech. Why not, why use tech?
Just the healing ones.
Yeah. Or the white ones. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, the next one is base mitigation. So the base mitigation will stack with the physical and the magical. So you can get a total of, what is it, 70% mitigation?
It's
But it's not
well,
stacked.
it's not
It's
stacked
not
like
added
that.
like stack, but
It's
so basically
multiplicative.
yep, because it is a percent based. So that one I definitely recommend because white's easy to get compared to tech, and
Yep.
it's a 4-turn mitigation or 4-turn cooldown, and it lasts for 4 turns, so you can do it more often because of the heal. Anyways, the next one is just a passive, which why ignore a passive? It's super cheap, and it gives you more spirit.
Yeah. Why ignore any passive, even if it's kind of expensive?
Well, if it's not,
Especially if
you
you're gonna
need.
well, if you're gonna use a unit, most of these are good.
Yeah, but if it's
You know what I
expensive
mean?
and you're not necessarily going to use it, then, anyways, then we have anti-disease, which is her counter, and it increases it up to 40% compared to 25, 30. Was it 20 or 25%?
I don't know, but again, she shouldn't be getting hit.
Well, a lot.
It's healing crystal, so it's not like it's that expensive. So it's
20%. But
probably
a lot
worth
of
doing it,
battles you
but-
have AoE magic and AoE physical, so it's just kind of nice to have. So, I would do it if I had her. I don't. Sad panda. So the other units, not
Just
a
aren't.
huge bonus. Ignacio's only real benefit or real gain, other than
This is-
standard damage, is the fact that
he's a
now
decent
instead of a chance to imbue everyone with fire, it's a guarantee.
Yeah, and he's actually a decent buffer. He's not bad. He's just basically a buffer that can finish.
And he'd be most likely finishing with his LB. Reagan, he just got some bonuses to some damage. He got a higher resistance break or an imperil.
Yep. Nothing out of the nothing that's gonna
nothing's-
make him, you know.
He's
Gang-
useful
nothing
because
gangbusters.
he is a good. He's got a good chain family because it is Bartz' chain family basically,
Mm-hmm.
or Lastwell's chain family, whatever you want to call it. So it is very common. So it is useful if you need a partner, and you have him. And then probably the one who got the least love in this batch was Citra, and
The poor waifu.
your waifu got nothing.
Yep.
She's gonna get
she's
a better.
not that good.
She's gonna get a better bonus when Bahamut comes out.
Bahamut
It'll be
2
from
star.
Bahamut, not from her buffs. So
Yeah, it's basically her evoking Bahamut and doing a ton of damage.
yep.
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. I
Yeah,
feel bad for
Those
her.
were the, awakenings. I think they are a little bit late. I think they should have been released at the same time the other ones got them, the
I suppose
pro
not.
tags. But because the thing is, they got them now, and well, pretty much Bartz kind of kills Reagan. Citra was pretty not great anyway, but Lena blows away Folka even with her buffs, and you're looking at Seagard.
Is probably the
You
only
got
one
Go-
that didn't really get.
Yeah, but again, you got Olbrich who just came out, who's still better than him, and you
He
got
is?
Galoof.
I know Galoof is, but I don't remember Ulbrich being it.
Olbrich is with his upgrades and stuff. He's good. And Galoof is literally right around the corner. We could get him.
Yeah, Galoof I know is better. I knew Galoof was better, but I couldn't remember Ulbrich being better.
Well, Olbrich has the, 4-turn cover, which gives you a little bit more extra.
Time to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, his mitigation's worse. His cover's about the same. It's 5 turns, by the way.
Oh, it's 5.
It's
Yeah.
5-turn cover. That's what makes him beneficial. And he has AR already in his thing, so yeah, he does have lots of benefits. But he doesn't break, as far as I can tell. So I do like that about Sieghard, but yeah, you're right. Ulbrich is definitely a better person if you want to do more than just tank. Side chainer, better side chainer. There we go.
It's a side hoe.
Oh, he does have a 60% break, so yeah, you don't really need Sieghard's buffs if you have Ulbrich.
Yeah. But going on for the rest of the week, we have the 40 million download. Can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Log in. There's a step up.
Don't
It's
forget
not really
the
a step up.
quests.
It's just a couple pulls a day, basically.
And don't be manipulated. They're not 10 +1 tickets. They're what, 3 full tickets?
Yeah, they're like
Yes.
3 pulls, 4 pulls, something like
And
that.
then the step up, the so-called step up, basically gives you a bonus. Like for example, you can have a chance of getting a 5% Moogle or a 10% Moogle, or you'll get a 3-star or a 4-star ticket, something like that. That's where the step up comes involved, because they just kind of rotate those things.
Yep.
There are quests that are available currently that you definitely want to pay attention to. They give you very good gear. The Mog helm, right? Or Mog hat.
Well, it's not that good. It's decent.
Well, it gives you a nice bonus because it gives you, for example,
Item.
it gives you item find.
Find.
So if you don't have a Chow or a Zon or anything like that, it's useful. The shield gives you decreased encounter rate if you're going to be doing a bunch of explorations, so it's useful for beginners trying to get those out of the way. And then the sword, I'm not actually sure what the sword does.
I don't know. I don't have the sword yet, so I don't know what it does.
I didn't look into it at all. Mogblade. Mogblade gives increase experience. So it's kind of weak in the experience increase, but
Oh, does it?
it's 15%.
There's no weapon that gives experience. That's new.
This is the first one. Yep. So if you're going to be using the experience den, you definitely want to get this. So these quests will require you to do chains, arena, and the shield. I think
Joining our
requires you
Discord.
to join our Discord.
You
No,
get 10 tickets from that.
don't say that. Some people actually believe that.
Don't quote me on that.
And the last one, if I remember correctly, was awakening
Chains.
abilities up to 4 for 2 of them, I think.
Yep.
So
Well, I mean, I guess at this point it doesn't matter. It's already out. But if you did if you awaken the Veritas units before Friday, yeah, it kind of sucks because now you have to find another 4 abilities to get this stuff.
I think it affects Leighton.
does
Oh,
Leighton
I don't
affect
know.
you? I don't know.
It's an ability.
I don't know. Anyway, there's also one other thing we're getting on Monday. That is
And Friday.
Yeah, it's coming twice.
9k Lapis, you get 4 rainbows to all the units from this year.
Right.
There you go.
So there are very few
Yeah,
total
yours.
garbage units in that pool.
At least you won't get Machina.
I don't
I
think
know.
Market is in the pool, is it?
At
No,
least
he's not.
you won't.
Oh, at
No,
least you
he's
won't.
not.
Okay.
And also we're getting 3 weekly 10+1s with 7% rainbows.
So the only 2 that I can think of right now that are just total trash from this year is Zach.
Ego and Zach.
Yeah, and Ego.
Anyways, anything else?
Other than
I think that's it.
join our Discord. We're usually in chat, and you're free to join us because we just leave it
Yeah,
open
you
to
get to
everyone.
bully
currently.
Panda.
Well, I mean, we do that for anyway, so just more people to do it.
Woohoo! Also, for anybody still here for the stream, we will be transitioning over to Astroneer once again. So, if you'd like to join in, we're going to be there in voice for you guys to join in and talk with us.
Alright. Well, everyone have a good evening.
Later.
See ya.